2021. Today I have the lovely Brandy and Lakeland Lisa with us again. So last month we had really a good show, and we can't wait to hear what you have for us today, Brandy.
Well, thank you for having me on again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my voice is doing something weird already. I hope you're both doing well, and we'll try and get through all this today. So, SL, you had asked a few questions in terms of Bitcoin itself.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the questions was, is there going to be another drop? And will it be big or small? And if my guides are able to give me any numbers. What they have been able to provide is they do say there is still one more drop coming. It will be a big drop. And then in terms of numbers, all they give me is the number 6. So they just give the number 6. I'm trying to ask them again and push them a little bit harder, and they're stubborn today. They will show wherever Bitcoin is sitting right now. They do show it as like a 0.00, and then there would be another like a solid number.
0.00 solid number.
I wonder if that's a percentage.
Could be.
So 20 and then a 6.
It could, yeah. It's either it could be a 6, but all they're saying is there's a 6 somewhere in this, and it's 0.00, and then it would either be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. They're being cheeky. That's helpful. Sorry. When they're not wanting me to like, this is why there can be difficulties at times with numbers with them, because they don't always like to be push for specifics. They can give me broader terms when I do ask, like just kind of attached to Bitcoin, asking them generally when would be a better month, because I know SL you had asked like around January, February, March, kind of what might be looking at. They're really plugging onto February. So February for Bitcoin will be a big market. What are we doing? They're just showing me a gala. So there's something important that people will be doing in February with Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Are people celebrating? Not everybody's invited to the event. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if they'll give me something more around it. And they just have me keep circling the month of February. And then they're talking about 3D glasses. And not everybody will be handed a 3D glasses. So not everybody's going to be seeing the same thing. Wonder what that's about.
Glasses, or are they like VR?
No, they look more like glasses. Like, you know, when you go to the theater and they hand you 3D glasses for the movie, to see stuff jumping out, it's like only certain people are seeing it.
Oh, I see.
Interesting.
So probably only certain people will gain or see the portfolio will do well in February. Not everyone.
Not everyone. It's something about the latecomers, like
I see.
you know.
Got it.
Yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you guys, because that's what they're showing me is like there's other people in the theater, and it's the second round or third round of people coming in. They're the ones getting these classes. So it's kind of like don't be impatient with this one. Okay. And then you would one of the questions, SL, still with Bitcoin, you had asked because I had done a previous prediction around the number 80 with Bitcoin.
Yes.
I need you to ask a specific question with that.
Sure. Last time you mentioned something about 80, and then one of my member, he's thinking that 80 could be $80,000, because right now Bitcoin is about 51,000. So I think that 80 could be 80,000, and then maybe we hit the 80 and then drop down. So he's trying to understand the prediction from your spirit guide. Once we hit 80,000, what happened next?
Okay, so there's two questions in there. So when Bitcoin hits 80,000, what do you do? That we'll start with that question. Does it go up or down? It would go up still.
Mhm.
When I saw the 80 before, I'm just drawing different symbols around, asking them if it's like an exclamation mark, a question mark, a percentage, a dollar. They do like the dollar. So the 80 did have something to do with dollars. And then they show 96. It's like it's going to go from 80 to 96. Like 80,000 to the 96, because that's the next number they show me with it. Which would make sense since I talked about a 6. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to peel out what they're talking about. Okay, we might have to come back to Bitcoin because they're just kind of quiet.
I've felt like that before. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm just like, what the world? I think, okay, you know what it is? So we will come back to this. Please help me remember to come back to this. I think what it is they're jumping a little because the next question has to do with crypto regulations.
Okay.
And they kind of want to check in on that. So I am going to jump a little bit around the list of questions. So when it comes to the crypto regulations, any questions about lawsuits that may be in play? There was another one, in terms of the banks as a whole, the guides will not answer those questions.
That's fine.
Okay, so my apologies on that. They're like, no. So, one of the questions had to do with an alternate coin, asking about profits on an alternate coin.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh. So Bitcoin is like sort of like the granddaddy, and then any coin that is not Bitcoin, we call them alternative coin, like small coin, small cap, small company. So they call them alternative coin. So they call altcoin.
Okay. Because I could not get a hit on that. I'm like, I don't know what this is. Okay, so when to take profits on those smaller ones then?
Yes.
Okay, fair. Oh. Like every month? Seriously? Well, that's super duper. No, I'm sorry. They're being funny because I heard the yes from the two of you, and they literally are showing me the game like whammy, where it's like no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. People are playing and trying to hit in like a casino, and everywhere in the casino people are winning. Like this table's winning, that table's winning, that table's winning, but you're all playing a different game. So that's real specific and helpful. So like I said, they're cheeky. This is where they're being a bit more like it has to be as specific.
So like coins could pop on.
Yes.
Something's going to pop each month. There's going to be opportunities.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what they mean?
Yeah, that sounds, thank you. That would be the best understanding with the picture they're giving me is really, it's more like any table you're playing at, you will win, but your table may not win at the same time the table beside you does.
Okay.
The table could be a coin, different table. Different coin will rise different times, and people winning is like making profits. And between January and April, do you see like March, and between February and from February to April, do you know which month people will make more gains?
March.
Okay.
I'm just asking them again. It's more, yeah, March. I'm just seeing if they'll give me like beginning, middle, or end. Let's see if they'll be a little more specific today. Beginning. Yeah. So it's like the first, not after the 13th of March. So if anybody's looking to bing out in March, bing out, that's a great way of explaining it. If anybody's looking to do a profit in March, if we're still, okay, now they're having a good old time. If we're still looking at like the smaller coins, the alternative ones, it would be within the first couple of weeks of March.
Okay.
Sorry. Do we have another question around those ones or that?
No, I think that's pretty good because the community has been waiting for these coins to rise so they can take profit. So your spirit guide provides sort of a time frame that's helpful for the community.
Right. Okay, and then if I can, I'll get you to say the question for the evergreen.
Yeah, so Evergreen is a Chinese property developer. They defaulted on the loan. There's a rumor that they hold Tether USDT, and USDT is the backbone of the crypto market. Do you see that how they default on their loans have any impact on the crypto market?
No, I just keep saying no.
No, in terms that they have no relationship with each other, or no, it has no impact?
No relation.
Okay, doesn't make sense. That's a rumor.
Woohoo! Yeah. I'm gonna go with no. Okay, hold up. Blah. I'm trying to, Lisa. I'm trying to find a way of politely saying something without saying it. It would come to it's the way that SL it's the way that you're saying it and asking it that they're saying no. So how do I politely say this? When you say, is there any relation? No. Their answer is no, but it's that word relation that's in there. It's how it's worded. So it's not that there isn't any involvement or any relationship. That's not the word that they would use. Am I making sense? Okay, another way I can put it is like, if I'm sorry for this, but if there was two people that were together, one person would say they're in a relationship and the other would say, no, we're just together, we're just hanging out. So it's the wording and a technicality with this one.
They're just friends with benefits.
Thank you. Yes. You can say it. I'll let you say it. They're kind of giving me a Bill Clinton thing, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So thank you. Yeah. So in the end, will it make a huge difference? No. Will there still be discussions around it? Yes. Do I see it like causing a huge catastrophe or anything like that? No. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay, so then moving on to Shiba, there was a question about could it still lose another 0? And the answer they gave me is yes, there's still a chance of it losing another 0 in December. But it would be like right at the end of December. And when I say right at the end, they're showing me like the 30th, 31st.
That's awesome.
when it comes to the partnership, can you do me a favor, SL, and tell me the 3 names that people are wondering if it's going to partner with?
I think Microsoft, Amazon, and the other one is Tweet. This, let me look it up.
Yeah. It's not the Microsoft. Amazon's the big one.
The other
The
one.
other,
I texted you this morning. I forgot which one.
yeah, no, that's okay.
Was it not Google?
Yeah. It's a no, it was like a Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're doing awesome today. I'm so sorry, guys. That okay, definitely no to the Microsoft. That's just they had me like half write it and scratch it out. Amazon, they put a check mark and underlined it. That will be a big chunk. If the other one does join, it will be very small. It's not it won't have as much holding. Like it's like the odd man out. It's very little. They show it, they compare it like 3 like 3 brothers. And then there's like is Amazon the biggest brother? Amazon and Shiba would probably be the same height. If you were looking just at the kids' heights, I apologize for the weird imagery. But if there's a third partner in there, they're much shorter and not standing as close to the other 2.
So the partnership with Amazon is definite?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah, I got something similar earlier. I shared with my group earlier.
Sweet. Yeah, I would say yes. Like I'm asked. Yeah, they're even having me like holding my pen, just twirling it at the moment, not quite clicking it. So if it's not a done deal yet, it's in the process. Like somebody sitting there reading over the contract. They just want to like, they just haven't signed it exactly, but it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
So that'll be this year or by the end of this year?
They're talking more about an announcement in January.
Okay. I mean, that could definitely push that 0.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I mean there's just as a general, we'll still go through the other questions, but just as a general, there's something still happening within crypto this month where it's just a big cluster. And there's somebody still like they're kind of sitting back watching and waiting to hit a button for things to happen. So some certain things should be happening and they're not. It's like there's like if you looked at why are they showing me a wheel? There's like a clog somewhere. If you were looking at a sink tap and things, there's some sort of clog at the moment and somebody hasn't made space for it. What are they talking about?
That kind of goes to Elon and selling all those shares of his Tesla stock and all that. I mean, everyone's kind of expecting that money to go into crypto.
Fair. So there's an energy. Okay, let me be clear. It's an energy. I'm not reading a person, just energy. There's an energy that something should be done and it's not being done. So there is a person somewhere involved in this chain where they've said they would do something by a certain date and they haven't. And because of that, all these other things aren't occurring. Once it happens though, then it's all going to unfold in a very odd way. So it's I don't know why December is such a big deal with this, but I'm still being shown like a tornado and it's interesting. Like I'm literally hearing a cow in the tornado and it's mooing and there's people in it, but like there's like a little senior lady knitting and she's in a rocking chair of all things and she's just knitting in her rocking chair like, oh, I'm up in the air. Oh well. Like it is the weirdest image that they're giving.
You're seeing the Wizard of Oz.
Apparently.
Oh.
You know what?
I don't watch that movie.
Do you know what?
I really do. I know of it. Yeah, little bits of it because I've never actually watched the whole thing.
So the book, The Wizard of Oz, is written about the silver and gold manipulation. The yellow brick road. Her shoes originally in the book were silver. And it's yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay, thank you. See, educational day today, Lisa.
Yeah. I'm a homeschool mom, so.
No, well, there you go. You know your stuff. I just like, I don't know what it is. They're just, I'm trying to be polite and omit a word here, but it's legit a cluster for the month of December, and things will start to settle in January. But like this happy little granny that's knitting, she'll still be placed safely on the ground. It's just she's not in her own home again. She's outside her home, possibly at a neighbor's or a couple neighbors down the street, but this is not a neighbor like in an urban area. It's more rural, so you know could be a couple miles away from her house, but it's still her neighbor. So it's just things will get moved around and shifted around, not in the way that it's expected, and that's part of why the spirits block me when I try and ask, because they're like some of this, half of it has to be unexpected, because certain people have to do some things or respond a certain way for other things to fall in place. And if I sit here and say, well, they're going to do ABC, that's fine, but then they would purposely change that up because there's something that still has to be done that has to be unexpected. I don't know how else to explain it without sounding like a cop out, but that's just how it is. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Can I ask you something about Shiba?
Yeah,
I
please
think
do.
I think you some of my members have reading with you, and then you said that Shiba will get to like a penny in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Is it still going to? Is that the question?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Nope, just making sure. Yeah. Yes.
Do you know what month in 2022 Shiba will reach to a zero?
What month is Opal?
October. That's my birthstone.
Wow.
A penny.
So there's something important with Shiba in June, and then Opal. So October. Thank you, Lisa.
Glad I could help.
Right?
That's why we need you here, Lisa.
Funny. Yeah, Opal. I'm just asking if they can show me like a size. Like, what are we looking at? It's a pebble, and it's no. Shiba's still gonna keep going. They're comparing it to like, what is it? Is it an oyster that has? I know I'm jumping from opal to pearl, but it's an oyster that does the pearl, right? Something has to agitate it. Yeah, there's something still coming into Shiba. Yeah, that partnership has to happen, because there's going to have to be some agitation or some like shifting, or like they just keep saying irritation or disputes. Something will have to happen to make it grow. So we're not there yet. It's not completely developed yet.
So you mentioned
that makes sense.
June just now. Could that pebble have been the irritation in June, and then the pearl or opal is the October, like the bigger number?
Yes.
Penny
Yes.
the June thing, or is the penny in October opal?
No, June would be where the irritation occurs or dispute or whatever occurs, and then October is would be the opal, because they're showing me like a little pebble throughout the months. June, it's like the middle, it gets a little bit bigger, but October is the big one.
Okay.
It's big, it's shiny, and then they literally show Daffy Duck when he's in like that, open sesame cartoon where he's amid all the jewels, and he's just like, I'm in the money, la 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 la. Yeah, happy. They won't let me stop saying happy.
Happy is good.
Happy's good.
We love it.
Sweet deal. Yeah. Was there any more questions around Shiba?
Oh yeah, I'm good. No, that's all.
No. Okay. So then the next ones, we were looking at rhythm. I may screw these up. Audius. Is that right? And what was the other one? Opulus?
Yes.
Okay. So same thing, SL, if I can, I'll get you to say the three names, just because I want to confirm the order that they gave it to me.
Read the question or read the three coins?
Just the 3 coins, please.
Oh, Audius, Opus, and Rhythm?
Yeah, perfect. So out of the 3, rhythm would be the top one.
Oh, surprising.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that, because you even read it. Like, I know when you sent the question to me, it was in a different order. They had me write it in a different order, but I asked you to say it again because I needed to confirm. And they rearranged it back into the order I have it written. So it's rhythm, then Audius, then Opulus. Opulus, they compare it to an octopus. So just a sec, I'm trying to see what the octopus is now doing. This is not a nice one. He's kind of like a Godzilla or something random. They're literally showing like a big octopus that would come out of the water, and it's grabbing onto some people. I don't know what he's doing with them, but he's just grabbing onto different people. And then I hear word leech. So whatever the deal is with Opulus, it's going to leech on the system or leech on certain people, or it's a leech.
Can you, I'm just curious about Rhythm. Can you, the first 3 months of next year, do you see how we'll perform anything that you can?
Weird. What are they doing? I'm literally trying to sit here and write next to rhythm, January, February, March. They will not let me put the pen down. They just keep yelling at me, January.
Awesome. When it's coming up.
Right, but they're showing me a lot of red. So I'm just trying to confirm what they're talking about.
Red, which means the coin going down. It had been going down since we got in.
Wait. Yeah, but why are they, pardon me on this, but they're going all over the map. I say red, but then they talk about Chinese New Year and good luck. So isn't Chinese New Year in January?
It changed sometime in January, sometime in February. I have to look it up for the Chinese New Year for next year.
Okay. This one will be attached to Chinese New Year, apparently. So whenever that is this for 2022, that would be the good luck stage. Because I'm literally hearing and seeing like when they have the dragon and people dancing and celebrating, that's what they're showing me, and I can hear the music.
Yeah. So February 1st, 2022 is Chinese New Year.
Okay. It's the night before. It's like January 29th, 30th. Because it's interesting because they're comparing it to like the Tooth Fairy, or my family did it with like St. Patty's Day. You would do things the night before and you'd wake up to your coins. So if Chinese New Year is the February 1st, then I would look for the profit time being like January 30th.
Awesome. Yeah, really good.
The 31st.
Yeah.
How many days are in? Anywho, did you have any questions around those 3 still?
Oh no, that's pretty good. We were curious because they're in the same industry.
Fair. Okay, so then the next one had to do with the game coins. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing. I'm going to need you to say the names of them.
Okay. Decentraland, Sandbox, OVR, and the last one is Akano.
Okay, out of all those, the one that they're pegging on is Sandbox. Well, this is interesting. Hold up. So they had me write it down, but they're having me underline the word box and trying to like almost separate the word into two words. What are they doing? Oh. Is there a possibility of these things like taking they're literally showing some like a square, somebody cut like a cake. Okay, cake, cool. A rectangle shaped cake, cutting it in half, offering that half to somebody else, and now you have two halves with two different people. So does that make sense for this? Like, why would they offer 50% of themselves to something else?
I wonder if they're partnering with Decentraland or partnering with one of these other projects.
Lisa, can you do me a favor and say Decentraland again?
Decentraland.
Nope.
No.
They don't like that one.
Yeah, how about another coin? I think I will probably pronounce it wrong. Network, NETVRK. They are in the similar industry. It's metaverse gaming coin.
There's something with that one where they're like, it's a guinea pig.
Which one?
The what's the last little bit, the last symbols? What were the last symbols that you just read off? Sorry.
Oh, NETVRK network.
It's the VRK thing. That's where they're coming in, where they're talking about guinea pig. And then they're literally having me sit here poking the air like I'm poking at something, being like, yeah. Why is this a guinea pig?
I think because this new project offer a different technology, and each of this project have different technologies.
Okay, so this is a new coin.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's why it's the guinea pig. They're gonna sorry, too many sounds at you. That's not useful. Let me try and put this into words. They're basically showing this like somebody that's tinkering in the garage trying to make some sort of mechanical robot, just as their image. This particular coin is like their first trial. This is robot number uno. This is not the final product. So either they're going to continue developing on this and there's another attachment to it, or they would scrap it and make a new one. But I'm getting the inkling that it's more like they'll develop onto it and there will be an attachment. I'm asking if they mean by attachment like a partnership. It's not so much a partnership with an outsider, that's their word. It's like a partnership within themselves. Like they're just, what are they doing? It's like this robot that they've created only had one arm and they've given it an extra arm. So it's still the original robot. They've just added to it. I wish I could explain that more, but that's the image that they're giving me. So if the question is, does this coin have some, like, is there a point to invest in this? They just talk about get in early, and then there's something with it over the next 4 months. 4 months? Fourth month. Between now and like April, there will be tinkering around this one.
I'm confused. Are we still talking about the last one, the network?
Then no, it's not. No, it's the XRT. That thing. I need to see it in writing. This is hard. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. SL, I need you to do me a little favor. I need you to like number them. Don't tell me the name of which one because it's confusing the guides. So I'm sorry, but I need you to number them 1, 2, 3, whatever, and just tell me that when you've numbered it.
So
does that make sense?
Do you want me to say the name of the coin and say number 1, or you just want me to provide a number?
Just the number, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and then I need you to say left or right for me, please.
So number 1 is from left to right.
I just need you to say like pick left or right.
Right.
Perfect, thank you. So it's number 3. So which one's number 3?
OVR.
Okay, and what was number 2?
Sandbox. No, yeah, number 2 is Sandbox.
Okay, that's why, because they were sitting there going 2 or 3, 2 or 3. That's why I asked you to do left or right for me. And I literally had my hands on either side of Sandbox where I wrote it down. So that's kind of funny. So it is number 3 that we're talking about. I'm sorry for the confusion and trying to play a little game to clarify it, because that's how they work. But it's number 3. So because of that, though, there must be some sort of connection or link or something to Sandbox, because even as I talk about, they have me linking my 2 fingers together. But then they talk about 2023. So if there is going to be a link, it would be much more in the future.
Okay, that's good to know. So do you see that any of this 5 coin will go to $1,000 one day?
Maybe. There's something about with them, at least over the next year, they're not as strong. Like they're not as strong, stable. They talk about a gimmick. It's weird. Hang on, I'm just trying to understand what they're doing, because they're talking about a gimmick, and then the next thing they give me is somebody that steeped their tea too long, so it's kind of like stained the cup. Oh, okay. Out of the 5 that you talked about, one of them must really, okay, what they're literally saying to me is one of them must fall. So what it is there's one among that 5 that will kind of stain, quote unquote, stain the community or stain people's ideas around the gaming coins. So the other coins are going to lose foundation. Like they won't
like stain the reputation of the.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah.
Will be interesting.
Yeah. They won't want thank you for that. Thank you for helping me clarify that. They're tightly closed on this. Like what I'm seeing is they're comparing it to, I'm sorry on this, but they compare it to like frat brothers, where if the dean of the school wanted to shut them down for whatever reason, because of loud parties, just as an example here, but all the brothers would come up with the same story so that the dean can't do it. But it's like that. So like all these 5 in particular will band together to try and prevent some sort of leak or information coming out or stain on the reputation. But eventually it's not going to work. Yeah. Weird. Okay, sorry.
I understand.
Strange. Super weird.
Wonder is
yeah.
Well, I won't jump into that till we ask the next.
Yeah, let's ask the next questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to TFUEL.
Well, we go over the next set of metaverse.
Oh, sorry. Quickly I wanted to skip on those. Yeah. Okay. Yes, please. So same thing, SL. I would need you to say them again.
Sure. Gala, UFO, Starlink, DXO.
They like Starlink. Okay. Random. UFO, they literally show somebody skeet shooting. They're not missing. Skeet shooting, where somebody pulls like a dish or something that goes flying in the air and somebody else has a shotgun and shoots at the target.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're comparing UFO to. They're not hitting every target, but they're also not missing every target. If you hear any weird sound in the background, like I do have you guys on my headphones, but my dogs are snoring, so sorry about that. Well, UFO is entertaining. That one's definitely a hit or miss. They like Starlink. What was the first one you had said? Sorry.
Gala.
Really? I just want to confirm this image before I say it. So SL, I'll get you to say it one more time.
Gala.
Yeah, they don't like it. What are they doing? They don't. I'm sorry. They're literally having me tap my hand, like somebody would be like, quiet down, shush. And then I'm picturing like, okay, gala, right? Like somebody in a very, very pretty dress. Somebody's being tripped on the dress and they're falling. So that's why I had you say it again to see if they would change the image, and they did not. So not so much.
Yeah.
So that's the current energy. There's something about 12 with that one. So it could change like over the next 12 months. If it stays in, that energy can change. It's just right now it's like somebody's trying to undercut them or trip them up. Like I don't know what's happening with this one, but it seems kind of funky. Anywho, was there
there's one more
yeah.
So
what was it?
DXO.
Weird. They're playing Mama Says Knock You Out. Yeah. Sorry. Random. No. So no to that one. Does that help?
That's very helpful.
Sorry.
Yeah. Then Elon, he also owns a satellite company also called Starlink. Do you see the gaming coin called Starlink will benefit anything by having the same name as Elon's company?
No.
Okay.
No. What is he doing? Just one sec. I'm going to see if they can give me something more around that. Oh, no, they won't. Okay. There seems to be I will say this, there seems to be a big ball of energy when it comes to his name in general, which I think people understand. It's not going to make or break necessarily. It's kind of divided. I see there being groups where if his name's attached to something, people are going to flock there simply because of the name. Will it actually make a difference having his name on it? It's not going to change the product. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That I can share. Yes. Yeah. Is there anything else around the gaming ones?
No, that's perfect. I'm curious about TFUEL actually.
TFUEL. Good old TFUEL. I'm trying to see if, because this one's always entertaining to me. They do not change it. It's the happy. This is like the happy chill stoner on the couch. Like they're just waiting for things to happen. Are they going to? I'm trying to ask if the thing has occurred yet, because I know with this one there was something that has to occur to make it ignite, right?
This one, no time we talked about it, you were like, they ignored you on theta, and then we went on to TFUEL, and then I said, well, it's theta fuel, and you were like, oh, this one they were so excited about, and they were ignoring you on theta because they couldn't wait to get to theta fuel.
Yeah, they still do that. Yeah. Even in private readings, if somebody's asking about theta, they're like, yawn. They literally yawn at me.
I understand what a yawn. No.
Yeah. What they're showing in terms of TFUEL, it's like there's a big bonfire, like for a pep rally, and the person that has to ignite it is circling. They haven't lit it yet. Like they're still circling around the bonfire, and the crowd isn't even watching yet. So whatever is happening, whatever the big ignite is, has not occurred yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're literally having me wave my hands like, no, not yet, not yet.
So the group was really, and the community were really excited when I think your spirit guide predicted that TFUEL will go to like $3 or $7. Do you see that will happen within the next 6 months or so?
Do me a favor, please, SL. I need you to say 3. Oh, they have me correct myself already. 3 months. They had me write down 2 months. The ignition should happen in about 2 months, but it's to get to the high of this would be 3 months from now. So reaching $3, is it possible? Okay, I'm gonna make you ask it. I need you to ask me, will it reach $3 in 3 months?
Will TFUEL get to $3 in 3 months?
I'm going to be a bit of an ass here. Lisa, I'm going to get you to ask the same thing because I feel like my answer is going to make people very curious. Lisa, can you do it too?
Sure. Will TFUEL get to $3 in 3 months?
Yes. They kept saying yes, and I wanted to confirm because that seems like a high amount. But they're saying yes.
Yay.
So there you go. 2 months. Yeah, the countdown's on. That's literally what they're saying. The countdown is on. Alrighty. Is there any other questions around TFUEL?
No, the group just want an update prediction on, because they have been a little anxious about. There's a lot of coins, so yeah, there's just a lot of coins.
Fair enough.
It's one of them. That's how I see it.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so then the other one was the PI coin.
Yeah,
PI coin. So is this just a yay or nay on this one, or sorry, I don't remember.
Yeah, this one has been around for a while. It currently was developed by a Stanford PhD guy.
Right.
And they have 20 million subscribers. And we're curious, will this project will be successful? And when will they launch or something like that?
So yes, they do like it. I keep trying to get them to show me. What are they doing? I'm literally trying to draw a circle, like and divide it up like you would like pie slices to see what they would do if I did that. But they won't. They just keep having me draw a circle. Interesting. What is happening? There's something with this one. They're comparing this to blueberry pie, where you can see the blueberries within it. So why blueberry? What season does blueberries come out? Or month? It's the summer, right?
Summer, June, July.
So I would. Okay. Lisa, they're tagging me to you again.
Purple as well.
Yeah. What traditional school where you are, when do the kids get out? Is it in the middle of June or the end of June?
May.
So the great. It's hot. It's June. There's something about this one will be quite popular in June. But it's too hot to handle. Like they're showing somebody trying to eat a piece of this blueberry pie in June. It's still really hot. So I'm just trying to it'll be really hot in June. It'll start to cool down in July. That's what they're saying.
What do they mean by hot?
There will be a really big spike.
Okay.
I'm asking if people should take the profit in June, because they do, like I said too hot to handle. They're not being very clear. All they show me is there's a high, like a line goes straight up and then comes down in a sharp upside down V between June and July, or well into July, I should say. But it goes back up.
Okay.
I wonder if that's the launch, because it hasn't even launched. Like it's just
Oh, no. Okay.
It's not, it's just a free app that's like beta right now.
Oh.
So upside down V look like the price go up and then people take profit, so it drops.
I don't see, that's the thing that makes more sense, because they're not saying to take profit in June when it spikes up. Like they're talking about we'll go back up again.
Because you can't really take profit right now. It's not
a
coin yet.
So if you're saying it hasn't launched, then that does make sense. Then maybe the launch is in June, because if it hasn't properly been launched, you can't take any money out.
Mm-hmm.
So June, that would fit with what they're showing. If June it goes up, that would be the launch. It would take time to build up. August would, if you were taking any money from this, it would be more like take it in August.
Mm.
Yeah. This would be one that I would say we would need to come back and look at more in the new year, because it's interesting. Like it's good. That's what they're telling me. Like when I'm asking, like, is there, is there something good behind this, or is this a just don't even bother? And they're saying, no, this one's good. It's just we're not there yet.
Hopefully,
yeah. Okay. They will not leave the whole blueberry pie thing alone, so I'd be very curious to see how that ends up tying into this later, because that's very amusing to me.
Yeah, the app is the background of it is purpley blue. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's very pretty.
It's pretty. I mean, it's like, because that's what they show me, right? It's like legit the blueberry filling in the pie. And the crust isn't really, like, nobody's caring much about the crust. The crust is ho-hum. It's the filling is what people are attracted to. So anyways, don't know what that's all about, but now I want pie. Alrighty then. So we'll keep going here. The next ones had to do with Yushiba, Mononoke, is that right? And Saitama?
Yes.
Okay, so I just asked them, I wrote them down and I asked them to put symbols or something beside each one. So when it came to Yushiba, they just had me write an X. They weren't too interested.
Okay.
Even as I talk about that one, they make my head hurt. And then they confirm it with my nose scratching. So, okay. Mononoke, they just says, okay. So I literally wrote Mononoke equals okay. Okay. And then, sorry, they're adding to it right now. They're saying okay, and then they say don't choke. So there's still something around this one that has to be careful. Like if you're eating food, you don't put too much in your mouth that you can't chew it properly and swallow, because you might choke. So they very much compare this to food and just being careful. So don't chew off, what is that saying? Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's okay. They literally keep having me underline the word okay. It's just a okay with a cautionary piece to it.
Understood.
Okay. And then with Saitama, they just put a check mark. They're still okay with this one. So I am asking if the energy will shift with this one. There will be a shift. Some people are actually going to end up taking money out of this one to put into something else, some new project.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to cause a ripple effect with this one in particular. But the question that I have for them, is it still good? And yes.
Do you see when will people take profit from Saitama? The big profit that causes a ripple effect.
August.
Okay. We have a little way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, August.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you have any other questions on those three, or?
No, we good. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yep. And then I think the last one had to do with some lawsuit.
Yeah, XRP lawsuit.
Yeah. Can I get you to, I'll see if they'll, because they were pretty quiet when I tried to ask before we started today, but I'll try again. So if you can you please read me the question?
When will XRP lawsuit settle?
Oh, what? I'm going to give you the answer they're giving me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Please don't shoot the messenger. I legit hear never.
Oh my God.
That's why I was like, don't shoot me. So what it is, because even as I say it, they have me cover my mouth and then pull my hands away and put both of my hands in like an Om symbol, like peace, 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 and please is what I hear. But basically what they're saying is like, in the courts, it will settle, but whatever the dispute has to do with, it will never 100% be resolved. So anybody that's actually involved in this, this is something that will continue. Like they're showing me like cartoon episodes where it's like one grandparent is telling their kid, like, you can't play with that kid because their grandfather did this 100 years ago with our family. Like, this is how we were told. And then, it's just a dispute that's been going for 100 years type of thing. And nobody really remembers why they're disputing anymore. Like they do and they don't, but like it shouldn't affect anything anymore, but it kind of does. So legally, yes, it will be resolved, but like, no, people are going to hold a grudge on this one for a while.
So I think the community is curious when the case will settle or resolve. I'm curious, does your spirit guide have a date?
So people may notice my guides are quite particular with wording. Will it settle? Yes, I will try and get you a date. Will it resolve? No.
Okay.
Will the court settle it? Yeah. When are they settling this? Itchy. Okay, they're making me do this again. They're showing me trees. They're showing me lots of trees and like, is it pollen or something's coming off the tree and it's causing people to sneeze. So it's allergy season.
Spring. That would be spring, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So so there it's like May, but it's not May. It feels like there's going to be a couple months until it's like officially settled. So it's like it's settled in the court before to have the final like in the community done or seen as it's done will take a little bit. Right. Yeah, it's going to take a month or two. So if it's May when everybody's hearing about it, then May is when everyone hears about it. Oh, okay, that's what it is. May is when everybody hears about it. But for it to kind of be finalized within the community or like trusting that the lawsuit is done, will probably take into the summer.
That makes sense.
And then they just keep having me rub my hands together. So I'm just trying to see if I can pull anything else on this. Why are they talking to me about Jiffy Pop? What does that have to do with anything right now? Ooh. What are they doing? I don't know. I don't know what this is. There's something about Jiffy Pop and somebody's watching a horror movie. So if anybody knows what that's about, let me know.
I mean, it's a movie. Get your popcorn.
Yeah.
And for me, that means what I'm thinking is that this is going to not settle, that the SEC is going to go away along with a lot of other things, that this is, it's not going to need to settle because these organizations that are attacking it are going to go away. These are my own
It could be because they're. Thank you for that. But this is where I'm like, what are they doing? It's they're flipping between the scene in Scream and Scary Movie. So, but it's more about a joke, a prank, where somebody's like cooking Jiffy Pop, but they're not doing it right. And it burns. Does it burn? I don't know. They're like, it's not even about that. They just keep showing me popcorn. Basically, they keep showing me popcorn as it's popping. And somebody's like slightly distracted from it, but it's a whatever. They're not showing me the end of it. They're not showing me the person sitting and eating the popcorn. They're not showing me if the popcorn gets burnt or not. It's just they're, like you said, they're getting ready for a movie. So there's I don't know what that's about. I don't know what they're doing.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So I'm sure that will drive your people crazy, SL. I'm very sorry, but they might be able to come up with a reason where this has to go with it. And if there's a steady theme that seems to be pulled out with your community, you can let me know, and I can let you know if that fits with what the guides are talking about. Because right now I'm having a really hard time trying to pull out what this is about.
Oh, it's probably fine. I meant XRP has been a mess in a way. It's been messy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a good way of putting it.
At the answers.
Yeah. Was there, just before I open it up, was there anything that we didn't cover on this, or that I missed, or that we wanted to clarify about what we went over so far?
So I think probably one question. I don't know if your spirit guide have the answer or don't want to say anything. Crypto regulations. So there's a rumor that the U.S. government will pass some law, the crypto regulations. I don't know if your spirit guide have anything to say about that. We want to know when it will be. Is it going to be favorable or unfavorable for us, for the community?
They won't come out and give a flat out answer. They're having me like look all over the place. Like if you were to ask somebody a direct question and they just look all around you. And then I have a sign on one of my walls with a bunch of arrows at it, and the sign legit says think positive, but they won't let me look at it. They let me look around it. So I'm saying something without saying something, I guess.
Do you have any date? The community is curious. I'm positive. I don't know. I'm optimistic about it.
Mm-hmm. No, they won't. No, I'm sorry. They won't give a specific date. They won't let me tag on this very easily. It's very much oh, okay. They're sitting there like hardcore. Don't ask, don't tell. They're like talking about giving it like a politician type answer, where you answer but don't answer. Just giving as I'm getting here. So sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, and then literally they had me raise my hand and I hear hands off. So to me, I can't push this one. I don't have a specific answer around this one.
Can I ask one more question? Uncle Cliff talked about silver running before cryptos, and then seeing people having $100,000 Christmas party, crypto Christmas parties. Do you see that happening this year? People celebrating, or people having $100,000 Bitcoin Christmas parties this year?
I don't think so. Not this year.
Okay, so do I see people doing it? Yes. Should people be doing it? No. No.
Why should they not?
I know, right? That's why I'm sitting here and they're like having me scratch at my neck. So what in the world?
Why would they not? If they're having $100,000 Bitcoin. for Christmas?
So it has more. How to word this? It's not so much should they or shouldn't they. It's they're guiding me to the people that are having these parties. I'm trying to explain it without saying it a certain way. So one sec. Okay. This would be a type of situation where the person that throws this party has a huge baller of a party. Everybody has a good old time. But the next day, wherever this party occurred, it's like clean sweep. It would have been a warehouse that was decorated to the, to the nines type of thing the night before, and the very next day, there's not a trace. That's what they're showing me. So it's not so much the party itself, or is it risky or not. They're showing me the type of energy with the people that would be throwing these parties this month, not next year, but this month. So I don't know what the deal is with that, and I'm tagging out because I feel like this is causing anxiety in my energy, and I'm like, what's happening? So I'm tagging out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we don't want you to feel any anxiety about it. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
if the question, like if there's a question around should people be like, do I see people celebrating more at Christmas in general this year? Yes 100 times yes, please yes. And are people like able to, wanting to encourage to in terms of just celebrating? The answer is yes. Right, it has to do with the wording of the question. If it's the 100,000 type cryptocurrency parties, not so much.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I asked the question. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Got it.
Yeah. Did either of you have any other questions for today?
No, I'm all set. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me again, and thank you, Lisa, for being the face today.
Happy to be here. Glad I knew that October was the Opal birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, see, we're testing you at the same time. This is great.
And I knew a little bit about the Wizard of Oz, so there we go. That was helpful.
We always beat you, Lisa.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoy it.
Perfect. I do too. Thank you, ladies, very much for the chance to come on again. And to anybody listening, as well as you two, happy holidays. Hope everybody stays safe and enjoys themselves a bit.
Yes. So if anyone wants to have a reading with Brandy, I will have her contact information in the description box in my YouTube video. And if anyone wants to subscribe to Lisa YouTube channel or patrons, her information will be in my description box as well. Thank you.
Perfect. Sorry, SL, just to mention, and thank you for that. I am booking people into January, about the second week forward, just so everybody's aware.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good evening. I see you guys next time.
Thank you. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.